Welcome to VW 3.4. Today we're going to be talking about circles. So right here on your paper, you'll notice a generic circle. Notice right here is your center, that's HK, and this is a generic point on your radius. What we can do is do something with the distance formula. So remember the distance formula is x1 minus x2 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Let's plug it in here. So our d in this case is going to be r, your radius, the square root, and then we'll use x and y as our x1, y1. So all right, x minus, here's our other point, h squared plus y minus k squared. Now we get rid of the radical by squaring everything. And then we get a nice formula here. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared, that's equal to r squared. What we just derived is the standard form of a circle. The center is h comma k, and the radius is of course r. So to do a couple questions for you, so write the standard form. Here's your center, here's your radius, so plug it in. X plus 3 squared plus y minus 6 squared, that's equal to 5 squared, which is 25. Notice how easy that was. And I'm going to graph it for you here. To graph it, start with the center. So I'll go to negative 3 comma 6, that's right here. I'll put a C around it to note center. Now the radius is 5 because that's 25, so the radius, remember, that's going to be r squared. So from the center, just go up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, left 5, down 5, and right 5. And if you have your iPad handy, the Notability program can make a nice circle for you, so we can actually make it pretty precise. Right about there. So I'll move this dot. Oh, I'll move that dot a little higher just to make it a little nicer. And there's our graph. Next problem. Find the intercepts of a circle. So remember, in any graph, there are two types of intercepts. There's the x-intercept, and then there's going to be your y-intercept. For the x-intercept, we're going to let y equal 0. So let's plug it in. X plus 3 squared, and then plug in 0 for y, so that's negative 2 squared. That's 16. So x plus 3 squared plus 4 equals 16. Now a lot of people want to FOIL that. Don't do that. Just move the 4 over, like that, and root. Now when we root, remember, the root of 12 is 2 root 3. The root of this thing squared, absolute value of x plus 3. Then we say x plus 3 is plus or minus 2 root 3. So x is going to be negative 3 plus or minus 2 root 3. Those are the x-intercepts. Now to the y-intercept, we're going to let x equal 0. So plug in 0 for x. We get 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 16. Let's move that 9. So y minus 2 squared is equal to 7. Again, this is root 7. Don't forget your absolute value. So y minus 2 is going to be plus or minus root 7. Y is 2 plus or minus root of 7. Those are your y-intercepts. And you're done. Now here's the final part. So notice how it says graph a circle whose equation is in general form. That's not the same as standard form. In our book, general form looks like this. Notice how basically everything is multiplied out or simplified. And we want it to be in standard form. We want it to look like that. So in order to do that, we have to use a skill you learned in your Algebra 1 class. We have to use complete the square. So what we're going to do is group the x's together, and I'll put a blank right there. Now put the y's together, leave a blank, and then move the 12 over. So like we did at the beginning of the class. Now we complete the square. So half the middle term and square it. That's 4. This would be 9. And now we can factor it. X plus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 1. And this is what we wanted. Because now I can see the center is -2, 3. The radius is 1. So to graph it, let's go to our graph here. -2, 3 is our center. This will be a tiny circle. We just go 1 in each direction. Then we'll use our notability tool to make it a nice clean circle. And that's it.